Yes! Close enough. Hello everyone, I am AJ and I am here with another episode of my single player vanilla Minecraft series. And I have a lot of trouble focusing on one project, it seems. I built that accidental sweatshop last episode. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. My computer wasn't working very well. Only a few games worked, but now this is working again. I'm going to do something dumb that makes me happy, and I feel like it's going to be a theme from now on. So yeah, I built the accidental sweatshop, but now I'm going to do something interesting over here with all these tiny ponds. You ever look at a pond in a field and say, wow, I bet I could put a chair in it? Well, that's what I'm going to do today. So here I am making this place a little bit more round. Because I am racist against organic shapes. I only like geometric shapes. And you're probably wondering what on earth I could find joy in about putting a chair in a pond. Are you kidding me? It rained just yesterday. Well, at least the sound is down. And I need more iron. So before I went and started shaping this pond, I went and grabbed everything I had in the fridge. I had a month's worth of steaks for a restaurant, an entire carrot patch, enough bread for 200 sandwiches, and 8 pumpkin pies. And since the character in Minecraft, Steve, is a fucking fat ass, he's going to eat those in just a few days. Just kidding, though. I love fat people. I'm not mean at all. Fat people rock. Ah, now this is much better. Much rounder. Very round. Excellent. Now I'm going to put a chair in the middle. So I grabbed a bunch of random building supplies so I can make a very interesting chair to put in here. I am so excited. Whoops! Maybe I should not jump off a cliff. Just a thought. So, if you've watched any of my videos before, the Minecraft ones, you'll note that I make the up there is the hill god's abode. I've talked about that big sand dune over there being the dune god's abode. So this here is gonna be the pond god's abode. And as you imagine, there are a lot of ponds in this field. So each pond is gonna have a pond god. And they all hate each other. And they're throwing rocks at each other from far away. 'Cause they're idiots. They have nothing better to do because they can't leave their tiny little ponds. Whoop-de-doo! So let's see what we've got here. Let's start off with one of these. Sure, why not? Why not? And, some iron bars. Let's see how that looks. Uh-huh. Make it look all majestic. Well, that is certainly interesting, but let's see if we can give it a floor. Now, what kind of floor do I want to give it? No, I'd like some of these spruce slabs. I'm gonna go get some of those. I'll be right back. I got the thing I wanted. So let's see how it looks. Amazing! Amazing! Aha! Perfect! All it needed was a little shade. You can't put carpet over air, so I had to put a string. This is perfect. I can really see a god sitting on this chair. A god of the pond, who's constantly throwing rocks at the other pond gods, because he's got absolutely nothing better to do. Also fishing. Now, what else would a pond god be doing besides sitting there throwing things they find in the pond at their neighbors and yelling insults at them? Why, fishing, of course, regardless of the fact that this pond is not connected to any other water source and probably doesn't have any fish in it. Now, you're also probably wondering how a pond god could make these things. Well, I've already established that a god can control everything within their domain. So, if there's iron deep below the surface here, you can make it here. And maybe, sometime in the past, a tree long ago fell into here. Back before some jerks came and cut down the entire forest. Because why else would there be plains in between two forests? There's one over there, and there's one right here. Really. And he made this little fishing pole. Now, if someone were to come and steal the fishing pole, like this, because I don't know how to use that, his life would be ruined. And who knows how long it would be before he gets another fishing pole. Oh yes, being a pond god is pretty great. Although I'm perfectly comfortable in my mansion atop my hill as a hill god. Yes. Now, one time, a chicken was stupid enough to walk past this cranky pond god's abode. So, he quickly scooped up the chicken and stuffed him into this pen. Now, pond gods don't need to eat. But at least he's got something to share his misery now. Also, he could probably make it immortal. Because, I don't know. Logic. And he can eat eggs once a day. An egg once a day. That's the highlight of his day. Because he never catches fish. Or, and the highlight of his year is usually when one of the tiny pebbles he throws at another pond god actually hits him and he knocks him off his chair. That's usually the highlight of his year. Such a happy person I'm creating here. Oh yes. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm making these things stupidly simple on purpose. See, these two ponds right here are really close to each other. So as you'd imagine, it's really easy to throw things at each other and hit each other. So, and this guy here has lots of sand, and he has lots of sand to spare, so he's constantly throwing sand at this guy. So this guy, feeling really threatened by this guy, built himself a little cage, because he cannot leave his pond. Poor guy. Now this guy is like a really big asshole. I mean, this isn't just like normal pond god rivalry. This guy is like really mean. So, he's gonna have the biggest freaking chair ever. If I can just figure out how to make one. And it's gonna be facing at this guy. So he can throw stuff at him all the time. Okay, use some more of this. I'm only making the bare minimum. Now I've got a chair shape. Now let me make it more chair shaped. Ah yes, these could be slabs, and it is getting dark. bye for a second. I'm gonna go sleep. You know what? Let's go sleep together. Never mind. I take that back. That sounded wrong. Well, I had a lovely rest by myself without anybody sleeping with me. Now I'm going to continue making that asshole chair. I guess that's one way of putting it. Now, I think I have a good idea where to put the logs in this chair. Oh, look, a giant spider. That's not terrifying whatsoever. As if you were to see a spider that big in real life and become terrified. Anyways. Put this here. Now put a nice back on it. Yes. Ha! Man, what did people do before you could turn logs sideways? That must have been horrible. Horrible, horrible. Well, that does not match, surprisingly. Now let's make the whole thing oak logs. Stop looking at me! Why do they have so many eyes yet you only ever get one? Really? Okay, let's see how this looks. Because I have no idea how it's going to look. You don't dig with an axe. Hey, not bad. Now the finishing touch. And I don't know if this will be the finishing touch or not. I just feel like saying that. Dreamsicle colored flavored seating. I don't like it. I think I should make it red. I just had some orange, so I figured, hey, I'd try it. Dreamsicle flavored. Dreamsicle flavored chair. And it makes sense because there are these red flowers right next to it. Aha! I need 2. I always forget this. Ta-da! I think red will look good. Red's a very asshole flavored color. Man, what is with me today? Yes! Now actually, this doesn't look half bad. And you can sit right here. Okay, you don't exactly get a lot lower when you press shift, but that's close enough. And he just throws piles upon piles of sand at this guy, because he's got lots to spare. This guy just builds himself into a cage, because he's terrified of him. Now, if you look at mythologies and stuff, there are gods like that. Or at least in this fictional mythology I know about. From the Dragonlance books. If anyone even knows what those are. I don't even know if those were popular when they were coming out all the time. I don't even know. I don't even know the gender of the author. Terry could be either a male name or a female name. Gosh, do I know anything about these books that I own 6 of? I know they're old. Anyways, yeah. And then the hill god just looks down at them and laughs at their misery. Actually, I think that's how I'm gonna have the hill god's personality be. He laughs at everyone's misery. And how I made that villager building a accidental sweatshop? Maybe I'll make all the buildings sweatshops. Now, see, this guy here, this pond god is going way, way out of his way to annoy the hill god, who basically reigns supreme over this area. because there's nothing more powerful than a hill god in this area. And you're gonna see what his message is very soon. He's just going way out of his way. Like, expanding your pond is not an easy thing to do. That's why nobody else does it. And this guy, he just expanded his already large pond already to do this really dumb thing here. I'm out of this. 1 second. Now this here is what this pond god has to say to the hill god. And he went really, really far out of his way to do this. So, it starts with an F, so I'm sure you can guess it pretty quickly. To you, those of you watching, not the person sitting behind me. Let's see. Alright, I just said my answer. C. Alright, and then... Oh, this chicken! Gosh darn chickens. Yeah, you keep looking at me. See how long that stays a thing. Nah, this one's gonna be hard. I'm struggling to even remember what a K looks like. Now, I was going to make this fuck you hill god, but I don't think that's gonna fit. So, I'm just gonna make it fuck you. This is hard. K's are hard. Gosh darn potassium. Is that a K? Yeah, that's a K. That's a K. That is, in fact, a K. Darn it! I got this. And it is aiming the right way, although those trees are currently blocking it, but those are not permanent. Those are for farming purposes. Alright. And I'm almost done. Wow, I used like the whole thing. I expected this to fit more, although I didn't measure it whatsoever, so I don't know why I thought that. Like, in order to expand your pond, you'd have to collect rainwater for years. So this is what he's got to say to the hill god. Stupid chicken! Oh! I'm holding wheat in my hand. Seeds. Yep. Seems about right. It seems like the thing you would say to a hill god. You know, hill gods actually have bigger egos than mountain gods, believe it or not. And I do not have a shovel. And then I'll just put a little chair right there. Nothing special. And now, this guy here, since he really likes just pissing off the hill god, he's got his cheap imitation glowstone. Just to mess with him. He knows it's really fake looking, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care how dumb that looks. It's imitation glowstone. You got a cheap knockoff at a store that's owned by the same company that sells glowstone. He doesn't care. He doesn't care one bit. He is pissed off the hill god, and that makes him happy. That makes him truly happy. It really does. Oh wow, look over there. There's a witch. I want to cage her in a pen and put her up in a zoo display. Except I probably need a name tag. Never mind. I'm going back to bed. I think this game underestimates the human ability to sleep when you're bored. Now this game is underestimating my ability to jump into a bed. So I am replacing all the grass here with gravel and sand, because it makes more sense to have gravel and sand in the ground in a pond than it does for grass, as one might think. Also, the ground here is all stone and dirt, and I didn't really like that, so I added some sand, and I'm going to add some gravel in just a second. So here on the potassium, I'm going to add, oh, seriously, a flint. And it's hollow. Here we go. Well, that sucked. Yeah, I'm just thought maybe this will make it harder to read. I'll have to check from above later. And by later I mean just a few minutes. Oops. Do. And now I'm gonna go up here and check how it looks. That needs water in it, but besides that, it still looks fine. Looks better, in fact. Except for that C. That C looks awful. Maybe I should redo that entire part. I've got a plane here. Almost got it. See, this way I'd have a space between the K and the U because they're separate words. Now this guy is supposed to be very immature to go this far out of his way to say this to the hill god, whereas the hill god probably passes by this spot frequently and he could just say it to him. But this way he has a constant reminder. Also he has that cheap imitation glowstone. Yep. And look at all the carrots I've eaten. What am I supposed to do when I'm running out of carrots? Eat pie, bread, and beef? It's not like people actually eat those things. They're just for decorations at bakeries, especially the beef. That's going to be it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. We made something really dumb that made me happy. And I hope you'll be happy too. That's all for today, everyone. Bye!